Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Planet Crafter. We are looking at a new mini update on the Moons update in the development branch, and obviously there's been a couple of changes and I found out a couple of things that you can do which I'm not sure anyone knew before. So a little bit to discuss, let's get stuck in. Right, well the first thing I noticed when I logged in was look at the size of those trees, man. They're huge. These are like the giant redwoods of this planet. Selenia's giant redwoods. They are massive. Oh, that's fun. And that is, I think, one of the new additions to this update, because there's a new tree seed available. Also, the current tree seeds... Look, there's trees all over the place. But the current tree seeds spawn less trees, so they won't get in your way as much. You might have noticed something over here. I thought it was going to be difficult to get anything done inside these big domes. Well, apparently you can build in them. So, where you couldn't have farms before, you can put farms in normal living compartments, but you can put normal living compartments inside these domes. And you can walk around, go to different floors, go to different floors, check things out, and it works pretty well. Now, the one thing that I have noticed is a 3x3 doesn't fit very nicely centered, and it's also very difficult to place it. So if we go to this one is a 2x2. I've managed to center it pretty well, and then I've put add-ons onto it. So going 4 wide, it's not quite the middle. You know, this would be the middle line over here, but you can make space, and you can fit quite a bit in here. So yeah, ladders. If you're going to want to go up, you're going to need ladders, you're going to need 2x2, because if you build a 3x3 and you center it, there is no chance of fitting a ladder in, or at least it's extremely difficult. So we will go through here and have a look in this one. Now this one I've put a 3x3, but you're going to need ladders if you're going to put it like this, because there's very little chance of being able to get up to the top with stairs by putting a 3x3 in. Anyway, yeah, I suppose you could put a couple of farms up here as well, if you wanted to. But yeah, lots of space. I've got a ladder going up to this level, just an external ladder, so you can put external ladders, but they don't hit the ground very well. I wonder if I put another one, will that work? No, I can't get it to clip through the floor, so that's the way that is. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Megadomes. It's crazy cool that you can build in them. You can put decorations in some places, some decorations you can't put in. So like, if you wanted to put a sofa in here, you wouldn't be able to. Well, actually you would. It gives you the yellow thing though, which means that it's clipping. Bed goes green, so no problem with that. But you can clip things if they show as yellow, you can clip them into other things that, like, I could put that in there. Don't really want to do that, but I could. But like all the sofas, if I was to grab one of these corner sofas, it's showing as yellow, doesn't matter where I go. But I can still put it down. You can't use windows on this lower section of the Megadome. It doesn't work. So don't even bother. But it is a nice private little spot. Anyway, that is that. So let's talk about the actual update that we received today. And the first point is improve terraformating visual changes on Selenia, small changes on terraforming levels. Okay. So there have been some changes. The only ones that I really see are these huge trees. And there are quite a lot of them. It may also change where you build items. Fortunately, they didn't clip through any of my existing buildings. The next thing on the list is Rocket Reactor T2 is now craftable at the correct system TI. So let's go in here. There it is. So, T2 rocket engine comes before the cosmic quartz. Let's see, where would we build it? Right there. It takes 2 rocket engines, a solar quartz. We don't have phosphorus yet, but it takes a phosphorus, circuit board, selenium. So, new craftable. And I think there are more if we go into the table. So, the quartz crafting station, yep, we can now make the insect multiplier fuse. We can also make a fuse cartridge. 2 solar quartz and a circuit board. That's something that can be nicely automated, and I assume we'll be able to make other fuses at some point. Yeah, so right now, also with the auto crafter, you can make the insect multiplier and the fuse cartridges. Very nice. Oh, and of course, you can also make the T2 rocket engine. Fantastic. And it's now blue. Ah, yes, they've changed the T2 recycler, so when you put something in here, it now takes 45 seconds to make it. So let's grab a super alloy rod and head over here, and we'll throw it in, and it takes 45 seconds for it to be recycled. So it doesn't happen instantly anymore, which is fair. Launching platform. So we can go to the launching platform. There are new rockets. Space is occupied. Let me get rid of that. That is a T2 plant rocket, I think. Right, that's launched. So now we also have T2 heat multiplier and T2 pressure multiplier. And they take fuses. So I imagine that fuses, you're either going to have to buy a heck load of them, or at some point we're going to be able to make them. The thing that I've seen so far, though, is I don't see any way to make the Magnetar. I'm sure that will come. I know that in the trailer, there is a reference to the Quasar being available on Aquilus, which is the next moon that we're going to unlock eventually. In fact, it's not here yet, no. But I don't see any reference to Magnetar. Maybe things will change, I don't know. Things have already changed quite a bit with these stations instead of the big bulky delivery depot, which was previously in the game. So, yeah, these are growing on me. I quite like the look of them, and I think I have an understanding of how they work now, so it's going to be interesting. Cool thing is, once you've done your first planet, you can go to all the planets. You're not limited to going to them one at a time, which could help you strategize. And another change that was made was they've removed the ability to trade items from different planets. So if you remember, there were two tabs over here. Well, the second tab is not there anymore. I can't remember exactly what was there, but whatever was there, it's been taken away now. All right, and on this planet, there's a new tree, a new fish, and new frogs. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but let's go and have a look. If I put this frog egg in here, there we go. I don't know if this is the new frog, but apparently you're supposed to be able to find them in boxes, and the boxes were reset in this, so that there would be new stuff. All right, let's go get a frog farm sorted out. So amphibian farm, and we'll throw the egg in, and there they are. I hope this is the new one. I don't remember seeing these before, so I'm going to assume it's the new one. And then I'm going to need a fish tank somewhere. The fish tank is huge. No, that's right. Hang on. I'm gonna see if I can pop it in here. Yes, there we go. That also looks fairly new. Honestly, don't remember if I've seen it before, but yep, we have something nice. Oh, and by the way, the multiplier on these is 1,000 on fish, and those frogs are 1,500% multiplier. So pretty big. I'm gonna fly around and see if I can find a new tree somewhere. Actually, why am I gonna fly? I've got a car. Alright, so I'm coming all the way back to the dome that we arrived at the start of this planet. Let's see if we can find anything new. Alright, into the truck. Nope, nothing good there. Nothing good there. Oh, just by the way, there's a use for the smaller seeds that you collect so many of, so don't leave them behind in boxes anymore. You do need them for the plant rocket. Alright, I've gone all the way around this, and I don't see anything new in the boxes. And I don't want to explore too much, because I'd like to do the exploring as much as possible after the release, because obviously like this, things will change. But yeah, you got to just check all the different boxes. There's boxes on the sides of these. Still no new plants, still no new trees or frogs or fish eggs anywhere. So, access card. Yep, I've checked everywhere and there is nothing new here. Let's go and have a look at the top of these tracks. No, nothing there, and nothing new in this one. So, yep, those are done. Okay, I've come over to the other facility. I don't see anything reset here. And I haven't been able to find any of the new frogs or anything. So I'm not going to waste my time looking, just so that you know that there are new trees, fish, and frogs on Selenia. Yeah, they have said that they are in specific containers, so perhaps I just haven't found them yet. But there's also been quite a few smaller fixes. So I've mentioned that the tree spreader spawns a few less trees. As you can see, it doesn't look quite as dense as it did. It's a lot easier to get around. They fixed an issue with emotes sending the player to the center of the map, added building constraints for planet-specific constructibles, so only portal generators are restricted on the moons for now. They've added something to the shuttles. Ah, there we go. So they've added the identifier and the destination on the shuttle. So this would be identified as Selenia 1574, and it is set to go to Humble. Cool. And while we're on it, the issue with the shuttles hanging around up in the sky, that should be a thing of the past. And apparently they also fixed up an issue with algae generators, and the growth fuse now properly applies to all growers. And there have been various other fixes and improvements. I think this looks pretty cool. The changes are impressive. I was hoping for another moon this week, where we can actually get the phosphorus, unless I missed something, and nope, still no phosphorus here. So, Aquilus, that will probably be the place where we will get phosphorus, and that is becoming quite important, because we're going to need it to make the T2 rocket engines. And I'm pretty sure that there'll be a few more items that require phosphorus, especially other fuses. I've been doing a lot of preparation for the series that will start once the update is actually out. There's so many new things coming in all the time, so I feel like it's kind of pointless doing a playthrough now, especially considering that my strategy will be to probably attack more than one new planet at a time, because this moon provides selenium, the other moon will provide phosphorus, and we'll need a place to do the production for all of that. And I'm thinking that may actually be elsewhere, not on one of these planets, because there aren't any other resources like super alloys, iridium, uranium, and osmium. I haven't seen any zeolite either, so this may not be the best place to start a production facility, because you'd have to ship everything in. I would rather be shipping a small amount of selenium back. Anyway, that's just my plan, that's my idea. I'm going to be sticking to it. I'm really looking forward to this update. It is huge, it looks really good, and I kind of like these megadomes now, because you can do something with them. So even if you have a small production facility or your house inside one of these domes, it's very nice. But if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Let me know your thoughts on the game, on the update, and if you have any secret strategies that you're working on. Basically, my strategy is, well, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I already have a fairly good production set up on Humble. So I'm going to attack Prime with my full setup. I think my Humble TTR is about 20, so Prime will be pretty quick. And while I am developing Prime, I'm going to hit Selenium and Aquilus when they arrive. But yeah, looks like fun. Looking forward to it coming out. And I will bring you more updates as they drop. So thank you very much for joining me. And until next time, cheers.